This is Julie Mansell from Gem Ministries International. So we're on video number 5. And the Kingship Covenant is what we're looking at next. So a kingship or kinship is a covenant that's made between two brothers or two equal parties, where the two parties to the covenant have got roughly the same ability to defend. It's for mutual benefit, and a marriage ceremony would be a good example of a kinship covenant. A trade agreement between two parties for mutual benefit would be another example of a kingship covenant. And the ratification of that covenant was cutting a feast, sprinkling of blood, and exchange of two identical tablets of rules. Now this is starting to sound familiar, isn't it? Because we have two tablets of rules that Moses got when he came down from Mount Sinai. And there's another deeper story to go into what was happening at Mount Sinai. So the two tablets of rules then were identical, so they were written on the front and the back side, the same thing on the front of each of the two tablets, and one went to one party of the covenant and one went to the other. And they were placed in a box which was known as an Ark of the Covenant. Now we're quite familiar with that term too, and that was also a common thing in the ancient times that this is all happening as we read in the Bible. And each of those arks were then placed in each party's sacred temple under the close eye of their God, whom they feared. And the understanding they had was that if they broke the covenant, their God would punish them according to the rules. And it was their God that punished them because they didn't believe in the other person's God. They believed in their own God, and it was their God that would punish them if they broke the rules. So you can start to see some similarities happening here where God started to punish the children of Israel because they were breaking the rules of their kinship covenant that they had in place with him, with Moses brought down the rules on the tablets. So it starts to make sense to some of the things that's happening in the Bible where God is punishing the children of Israel. Prior to that covenant being made with them, then they weren't punished in the same way. And you can read through Exodus prior to going to Sinai where they did the same things and God didn't punish them. After Sinai, they repeated those same things and God started to punish them. So that's a kinship covenant. And that's the covenant that the children of Israel were given through Moses at Mount Sinai. But wait for the next session because it gets worse.